crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me for as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Welcome to tonight's show. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a really hard time, and I hope that music is something that can help your soul and your spirit as we struggle. So tonight's show is a tribute to Willie Nelson. He is 87 years old. He's born in 1933 in Texas. Sometimes he's called Shotgun Willie or the Red-Headed Stranger. I appreciate the fact that he's spent much of his career as an advocate and a champion for family farmers, for marijuana decriminalization, and more recently for biofuels, and also, written songs to support various candidates, or maybe to challenge ones that that are causing the world a lot of harm. So, all right. First song I did was "Crazy," my very favorite Willie Nelson song, one that he wrote way back in, 1960 or something, and Patsy Cline, of course, had a huge hit with it in 1961. Willie started out as a songwriter in Texas. He moved to Nashville and tried to make it there, was there for many years, maybe almost 10 years. Sold a few songs, had a few hits, recorded a few things himself, but never really felt that successful, and eventually just gave it all up in the early 1970s and moved back to Texas. And fortunately for us, hanging out in Austin, great music scene there, and he became just an integral part of everything that has come out of Austin in the last 40, 50 years. So the Outlaws, Willie and Waylon, his Old Settlers Festival outside of Austin. I mean, just all sorts of amazing, wonderful music that we have from Willie. So good thing he decided to give up on Nashville and try something different. So all right, this next song is a little more obscure. It wasn't a big hit for him or anyone. He recorded it, I believe, back around 1965. And then Joan Baez ended up performing it at Woodstock in 1968. I don't think she even knew who wrote it or who Willie Nelson was, because he wasn't much of known outside of songwriting circles at that time. And she and Willie both do very different versions than the way I learned it, but it's still a great song, and I hope you like it. And it's kind of an anthem for where we're at, one day at a time. I live one day at a time. I dream one dream at a time. Yesterday's dead and tomorrow is blind, and I live one day at a time. I know you're surprised to see me back again. You don't know how I miss you when I'm gone. Don't ask how long I plan to stay. It hasn't crossed my mind, 'cause I live one day at a time. Sing with me. I live one day at a time. I dream one dream at a time. Yesterday's dead and tomorrow is blind, and I live one day at a time. As a swallow flying across a cloudy sky, searching for a patch of sun, and so am I. I don't know how long I'll follow her, perhaps I won't in time, 'cause I live one day at a time. I live one day at a time. I dream one dream at a time. Yesterday's dead and tomorrow is blind, and I live one day at a time. One more time. I live one day at a time. I dream one dream at a time. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's dead, and tomorrow is blind, and I live one day at a time. All right, I wore some tie-dye in honor of Willie and his pigtails and his cowboy hat and his hippie ways and his weed smoking and laid back and his politics and his music and his songwriting, and so shout out to Willie, just awesome guy. He's won every award you can think of, multiple Grammys, and he's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, lots of #1 hits. He's got a Lifetime Grammy Award. I've never seen him in concert, but Sandy was looking through some pictures the other day and found a couple. She didn't tell me where this was or what year, but there's a couple pictures that she took. She must have gotten pretty close up to the stage to be able to take those black and white photos of Willie performing there. So awesome. So shout out to Sandy for that. Also, shout out to Cindy, my bandmate. Her favorite Willie Nelson song I'm not doing tonight, but check it out. It's called Hands on the Wheel. Now my hand's on the wheel of something that's real, and I feel like I'm going home. Really beautiful song I'd never heard before until she was singing it for us. So, all right, what else to say about Willie? 87 years old, going strong. I'm going to finish up with a song that Willie didn't write, but he kind of made famous. It was written by Fred Rose, the great songwriter and producer and record label owner from Nashville from back in the 50s. And it's called Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. So hope you enjoy it. I want to give a shout out to my bandmate Prentice for this one, because we learned this one last fall when we were doing a whole series of concerts where we featured music from the Ken Burns country music documentary, and this was one of the songs that was featured on it. So yeah. In the twilight glow I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain, as when we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, only memories remain. Through the ages I'll remember blue eyes crying in the rain. Now my hair has turned to silver, all my love I'll live in vain. I can see her star in heaven, blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again, in the land that knows no parting, blue eyes crying in the rain, blue eyes crying in the rain. All right, tribute to Willie Nelson, show number 58 of my favorite singers and songwriters. It's been wonderful the last few shows to do living artists after doing 55 folks that we've that we've lost. So who's up next? Charlie Pride, one of the few African American members of the Grand Ole Opry and Country Music Hall of Fame and all that. It's going to be, I think, on Thursday or Friday. I believe he's 86 years old. I have 3 wonderful songs I'm going to do of his. Of course, Is Anyone Going to San Antone? His biggest hit, Kiss an Angel Goodmorning. And Hank Williams song that he covered on an album of all Hank songs called You Win Again. So I hope you can join me. I hope you're doing well. A shout out to everyone who is fighting for our country and democracy and our earth and our fellow people of all different races and creeds and colors, and we don't care what politics you are. We still love you and want you to be healthy and have a fulfilled life, and hopefully music in it too. And just get out there and fight and vote and agitate and don't mourn, organize. So, as Emma Goldman would say. So, all right, take care, everybody. I love you. I'll see you soon.